Did you ever see that one?
I think
like
so. Was that the one with the really sexy music video?
Well, no, it was the ping pong, or it was like the Ping Pong Brothers or something. Bing Bong Brothers making fun of the Yin Yang Twins Whisper song. It was basically Lonely Island back really before they were on Lonely Island. It was the two that weren't Andy Samberg.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Did they get like bought by SNL or something like that? Or
no, they. Yeah, I don't know.
Because I do remember that there was like a more underground thing they were doing, right? And then they got really big and.
Well, I mean, they got access to SNL,
right?
So they that's a great selling point. Just having little digital shorts that they could do whenever they want. They come up with a funny idea, they put it to use, they film it up. You know, they could add it into any show if like there's some week where they like, oh wow, we just couldn't really think of anything this week. Because
they do a song.
Then they could just be like, hey, let's grab this. We've had this one for a second. This new Lonely Island thing.
Right.
Another digital short. Pop it on the show.
It's worked out.
Seems to have. Yeah.
So they did. Well, they didn't do like Dick in the Box and all, but they did like
the Dick in the Box was
Jizz in the Pants. They did like pretty much anything but the Justin Timberlake. All the other.
Yes, I think all the other like original hit SNL songs, other than Dick in the Box and
Mother Lover.
Was it Mother Lover?
Or that might not be the name.
It's whatever other one had Justin Timberlake in a featured role.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
There was a threesome one.
I don't recall myself. It's been a while.
Okay.
Intro time now? Yeah. Shh.
Oh, what we were talking about?
No.
Show. Intro. Oh, okay.
As in,
awkward start.
That's...
What?
Usually we do that at some point.
No, you're right.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. No problem. Welcome back, guys. This is Working Title Podcast, Season 2, Episode 3. We are without Jake.
Of a fallen soldier?
Because his parents came into town and he had to see to that. So
this is true.
We just decided, we have a busy week, so we decided to just get it done.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but it's going to be a good one. We're going to do a little Wild Wild West talk.
Yes,
and see where that kind of takes us.
Oh, I have don't worry, I have a nice angle on the Wild Wild West topic that we can talk about for a while.
I'm excited for that.
It'll be fun.
WorkingTitlePodcast.com is our website. Check that out for links to everything, to Twitter, to Facebook, to YouTube even. And you can download episodes directly from the site or stream directly from the site. And we are also on Stitcher Radio. There's a link to it on our website, and but you don't even need to go to that. You can just go to your app store on your iPhone, Android, iPad, whatever you're using, download Stitcher. It's free, and it's for basically podcasts and news and radio. It's like everything other than music, that type of media. That's what they specialize in. Once you download it, open it up in your phone, and the first window you get, you can either sign in with Facebook or create a new account. Before you do either of those things, click on the orange banner at the top of the screen and enter the one-word promo code Working Title, the name of our show, the one-word promo code Working Title. If you do that, you get a chance to win $100, and Stitcher donates $1 to the show, which we use for equipment and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so that we can get better for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And follow us on Twitter. That's where we get updates.
At Working Title Pod.
At Working Title Pod.
Yeah.
On the latest releases. And if we have delays, we'll let you know on there too. And that's also a great place for you to share your thoughts and or topics for us to use on the show.
Yeah.
And then we'll shout you out for it.
And literally just, you can post the most broadest, any noun that could stem a conversation. Well, let's keep it PG, I guess. Let's keep it intelligent, folks. But absolutely, give us topics and we will try to dig into them as much as we can.
Yep.
But Wild Wild West.
Wild Wild West.
It seems like it's having kind of a comeback, very similar to like zombies, vampires. It's weird how our interests really come in cycles, except technically our interests have just become recycled, I should say.
What is our what is like the latest Wild West thing coming out? Because the last thing, okay,
it's AMC. They are actually, to be perfectly honest, I'm a little bit confused because I seem to remember Into the West having come out a couple years back.
Was that an AMC show?
I don't think so.
That sounds almost like Discovery Channel.
It might have been. I feel like it might have was like HBO or something along those lines, like a miniseries, or like a one series show. But when they say Into the West premiere on AMC, I think what they're saying is it's the first time we've shown this on AMC
premiere.
rather than like the world premiere. Because I feel like Into the West is from.
Is it a show?
Back.
Like, is it fiction?
It is a.
Or is it
fictional
a documentary
kind of,
type of?
It's like a fictionalized history. It's historical fiction, kind of. It was like what would have been happening. It's not like actually real people, or it could be like real events in some cases.
It's interesting because I talked about Hell on Wheels before on this show.
Also AMC.
But maybe it's just a different direction. I don't know.
Well, it's two different shows, but literally they're going to be back to back over the next couple weeks. I think maybe it's either tonight is AMC Hell on Wheels, followed by or right after Into the West. So it seems like we're having kind of a comeback of cowboys, and I'm personally into it.
Yeah, I 310 to Yuma because I thought you were gonna bring up movies. That's what we haven't. I guess Cowboys and Aliens, and then 310 to Yuma. I don't know if there was Cowboys and Aliens. Is like, let's be real, it's not really a western.
I haven't actually seen that yet, and I've been meaning to. I need to see this film.
I think it was cool. I mean, nice special effects.
I'll probably see it. I know I've heard that it wasn't really as.
I don't think it's what they wanted it to be.
Yeah.
But Daniel Craig, he carries it fine. So I don't think you're gonna have a problem watching that movie.
Okay. Well.
And Olivia Wilde is in it.
Yeah.
To me is one of like the most beautiful women I've ever seen.
Absolutely. It's all in the eyes.
I first saw her on.
Not all, but. Yeah.
I first saw her on Donnelly Brothers, or the Black Donnellys rather. It's on Netflix. It was a show that only went one. I guess it was. The thing is that Paul Haggis was the creator and writer for a lot of them.
Uh-huh.
And he's like really famous now. Like he did Casino Royale, and he does like these big movies.
Okay.
But the show for some reason just didn't take off, and they stopped airing it after like 4 episodes. Damn. And they released the rest online. So there's like 13 episodes. But I thought it was pretty great. I think it's if you like, it's about like the latest generation of, or like the remnants of like Irish and Italian mafia kind of. So these are like the descendants of them, and they're when you have these younger people that are like trying to go to school and stuff and live their lives, but then they're kind of haunted by and it's a very interesting show.
Pulled in by the ghosts of the family or whatever.
Yeah, but that was that digression was for Olivia Wilde.
Hey, that's a worthy digression. I will give her that.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. The Wild Wild West to me is just. I don't know, maybe it's because it's like super romanticized, kind of like.
Well, yeah.
Is that what we've done to it? We've.
Absolute.
Yeah.
Have we romanticized the Old West? Really? That's like Stagecoach, Open Range,
Dances with Wolves.
Dances with Wolves. You can just list off films and films and films and films and films and films and films about finding true love in the Old West, and. My God, people were like just dying of chicken pox.
It was actually a brutal time.
Dysentery, and kids were dying very young, and a lot of people were getting killed and shot and robbed. And
to me, I'm not sure what's more cool, the idea that like a duel of guns where you're like, I have a problem with you, so I'm going to end your life. And it'll be fair, and it just which one of us is faster on the draw.
Yeah.
I don't even know like if that's more cool or if like the old school, like, take 13 steps or whatever it was.
Back to back and then
draw, or even sword fighting. Like, what?
Well, alright. Personally, I think sword fighting would be the most intense, because that's like, you literally have to have
experience.
You have to have the skill.
Yeah.
And if the other person doesn't have the skill, they'll have to either, like, they can't, like, call you a liar or whatever, because then you're just going to stab them. Or, you know, they have to stand their ground and fucking get stabbed. I think if those kinds of duels were legal, that would be cool. But guns makes it too easy.
It made it irrelevant, kind of.
The back-to-back
it's like,
was
it doesn't
kind of
matter
like a thing.
that you're good with a sword, because this is a gun. You know,
Exactly. It's become, all right, now we can walk away and hopefully I'll shoot you first.
Yeah.
Of course, those guns were pretty inaccurate, so most of the time people miss.
That's just... That was... You're right, it is kind of awkward.
Both people miss, just like, hey,
yeah.
Reload, or just want to go home. Buy a tankard of ale.
It is an interesting concept that it was literally they would turn around, but it was so like primitive that you would just maybe survive. Just there was a certain like maybe it was you had a 35% chance that it wasn't gonna hit you,
or something. Yeah, it's a strange thought, and that's also kind of that's a situation where both people get shot, everybody loses.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, what happens then?
It's like, what was this for?
Then the doctor has to rush in. Try and save one of them. You don't have two doctors on hand. Why would you do that?
Probably no doctors, in reality.
Maybe you have like a faithful second to carry you to the doctor. But which patient does the doctor take first? How does he choose which man lives and which man dies? It's a terrible burden.
Yeah. It's just weird how much time like we've encapsulated. It's like we've all we're basically like if you looked at us, we pretty much look the same, but the way we lived, the way everything was around us, the way we behaved, social order. You know what I mean? I mean, like, physically, like, it wasn't like we were, like, monkeys back then.
Oh,
like,
no,
we looked like us, except,
just
400 years ago, or...
Well, I don't know. I feel like maybe a lot of us would have a lot tougher hands.
That's true.
A lot more wind-burnt and sun-burnt
Tougher
features.
hands, more muscles, probably.
Probably.
Just everyone would be...
Just a lot of, like, kind of a tougher kind of
the whole like
starker
needing to like be strong to live still applied more.
Absolutely.
But no, but then I mean even when you get to the cowboys,
people in the cities.
No, but I'm saying there were like even in the cowboy era like they had scholars and whatnot and intellectuals and doctors, so it was still.
I mean, but like if you're gonna be living out in the wild west, out on the frontier where it's just like you and a handful of other families in a town, and you meant to have a sheriff. But I mean, you're gonna have to be kind of. You're gonna have to be somewhat of like an authoritative figure in your own shop. You can't like be a pushover.
Very self-sufficient.
Exactly. Yep, you're providing for your family, and you also just have to like take care of, I guess, the town in general, really. Because if you lose any part of them, like if you lose your general goods store, who's gonna be ordering in the flour?
That's true.
Or the biscuit mix. I don't know. But the point remains.
Yeah,
if there's no blacksmith, who's gonna put the horseshoes on old Nellie so she can plow the fields or whatever?
Yeah, I guess it's just I don't know. I like the whole stoic, like the interactions were more. See, but I don't even know how accurate it is because I'm sure everything I'm drawing from is from like film and entertainment mostly.
I suppose.
But they did.
There were also like drawings and stuff that people.
And they had these like Wyatt Earp characters and.
Absolutely. They were
Billy the Kid,
real people. Yeah. So we can you can certainly glean a sense of what was, at least in part, like what the tone was, just from like we've got these idyllic, famous romanticized outlaws from the Old West. And we've got also these like stoic lawmen. We've got these I don't know famous prostitutes or whatever. Just it was a different
Did we have famous
time.
prostitutes?
What?
Did we have famous prostitutes?
Well, sort of.
Or would they be like?
if
The girlfriend of the outlaw or something like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's kind of how close it got. But I mean, you know, Big Nose Kate, that was Doc Holliday's girlfriend.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
can't remember the way
Well,
she looks at all, but
Now you know, right?
yeah.
The more you know. But seriously, I've been to Tombstone. You ever
Have
gone
you?
around?
No. Like Arizona?
Yeah, Tombstone, Arizona.
No, I don't think so.
It's fun. Nice little town. They got kind of they set up like a market now,
Like
but
a
they
lot of-
have.
it's really a tourist.
It's kind
town,
of like
right?
a touristy spot now, but they do have a lot of the historical spots. But it's basically
You're
just
like, wow, this was boring.
Yeah,
It's
this-
like, it's gotta suck back then.
Well, I mean, at the time, people would have
Yeah.
been like, "Wow, this
Yeah.
is in the middle of the desert. Good for them."
That's
This is
true.
impressive. Oh, they must have a
The
lot of silver
geographical
here.
issue,
Woohoo.
yeah.
So, and it was a rich town for the silver it had and mining income, and you could build up business there pretty easily.
Yeah. So what was the angle you wanted to take?
Oh well.
Um,
For a few years, I myself was in competition for the Single Action Shooting Society.
Whoa.
So I was, in fact, I went to cowboy action shooting.
Okay, so you were firing real guns.
I was firing real guns, live ammunition, in like different little stages
So
and scenarios.
you were actually like good at it. Like what? How old were you when you were doing this?
Oh, it's probably would have been about 8th grade or so, maybe
So like 12, 13.
13, I think. So like tween,
Yeah.
I suppose.
And you could actually like handle these. Was it like using like real ammo? Like.
Oh, I mean, we had like my stepdad hand pressed the loads, so they were like kind of like a reduced load. It wasn't like
Right.
it wasn't like a, I guess.
Oh, so like
Buy
he
a
was
box
making the
of ammo.
bullets. He was making. The
No,
bullets.
it wasn't making bullets. He was like buying large boxes
Oh,
of
this
bullets.
certain
He was
type of
buying
bullet.
cases. He bought his own powder, but they're like, he just had like a rig to like press his own ammunition. So he puts in like his own amount of gunpowder, which is a lessened load. So that way it's actually like a lighter recoil. So it's good for.
So what was like your highest achievement in that? Like any accolades or?
I got actually a shit ton of blue ribbons, but it doesn't really mean anything because there
Right.
weren't any other like people in my category, and I kind of lost interest before I was eligible for the next
Like
the
tier?
young men's
Yeah.
or like the young men to old people
Right.
category. The general. I guess.
Yeah.
Which is too bad because I think I get pretty good at it.
Shooting guns is just—it's really cool.
It's
For anybody that like hasn't experienced it and you have like your opinions about like guns, like people don't need guns, like we shouldn't even have guns, like they should. I mean, if you just try this, you will see how people can get pleasure out of it. Like it's kind of just simple fun.
But there is definitely a side of safety that has to be learned
No,
and respected
that's true.
throughout. We're just, disclaimer.
But it's
But
like
absolutely,
you
I
totally
agree.
see how they should have the right to have guns.
Oh,
Because
okay.
and just it's I don't know. Maybe it's from like all the action movies and stuff, but it's like a satisfying thing. And it's to me, I guess the closest like sport, I mean, would be archery that you could compare it to. But it's just a version of that. I feel like
yeah.
like
It's-
an updated.
It's like it's a need. It's not like a need, I guess. It's a primal instinct to show that if it came down to it, you could hit that target. You could do that. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, we need to survive. I need to hit this deer from a long ways out. I could do that. Yeah.
Right.
It's like, oh, I have this bow. Yeah, I can hit that rabbit over there, or what have you. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
Scenario.
I mean, just to me, like not even in like a self-defense context, just like it's like let's go shooting, let's go, and
Oh,
it's just
well-
like it's like a fun thing. I've only done it 3 times, I think.
I just mean like basing it on like a primal kind of need
Yeah.
you want to fulfill.
Yeah,
It is. I mean, we
like
do.
knowing that you can like defend yourself, kind of.
Well, not even necessarily defend ourselves, but also, go out and we can provide with only ourselves and our accolades as a hunter, because that's what we instinctually are. We're go-getters. We go to the supermarket and we go buy our nice flank steaks.
Yeah, I don't.
It's all about go-getting mode.
I made steak last night. It's
you?
usually a once-a-week treat for myself. Very nice. I enjoyed the whole process. New York steak. Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, I usually go for like a ribeye.
Okay.
You know, that's might be my favorite.
Alright.
But New York is pretty damn good too. Why did I start
Okay.
talking about that? Okay, so have you been hunting? I don't know if we talked about this before.
We have, and I have.
You have.
Yes.
Okay. Oh right, I actually remember. It all
Yeah.
came back to me as I said that. Okay.
But that's.
I've yet to do that, and
It's different.
I like it in the sense of being somewhere where it's like, let's do this and let's eat it. You know what I mean? Like, let's use it as food or give it to people or take a portion. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But just killing it for the sport, I don't know if I could really justify doing that.
Absolutely not. Yeah, the whole point of the hunting trip I went on was to go out and get meat
And
Well,
feed yourself, right?
Yeah, that was.
That's what I'd like to do. That type of experience.
Yeah, like, I wasn't in it for any kind of trophy. I didn't even have like a
Right.
male. I had a female permit, so I couldn't even get like a real trophy out of it, per se.
Okay. Wait, what does that mean? You had a female permit?
Yeah, you.
So like they just like if you're a woman you can't win shit. Was that?
What? No. It's for the elk.
Oh, the elk.
Female versus male.
Okay, that makes much more
You get
sense.
a bull tag versus a cow tag. I got a cow tag.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, guys.
What's wrong with that boy?
Jake's not here, so we're indulging in carcinogens.
Yeah, but Jake's not here, so he's not just busting up laughing and just calling Senior out. Just
Right,
what?
that's true. No, but he doesn't want us to, like, it would be, you know what I mean? It's
True.
uncomfortable for him to be so.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
No, but that's not what I was talking about. But I was talking.
It would
and
be,
doesn't matter.
it'd be hilarious to have him in an episode where he has, like, one of those gas masks and we're just, like, we're just smoking.
He's just like breathing off.
But he's doing the show. He's doing the show through the
Yeah.
gas mask.
Oh God, no! Just make me think of like Piney Winston. Pepsi Sons. Ooh,
what?
that comes Sons of Anarchy, Tuesday, 10 p.m.
Oh, are you into that show?
Oh,
Is it
absolutely.
really cool?
I am fantastically into that show.
So much TV out there.
There is a lot of
Like,
TV
you gotta
out there.
find what you like and then. I
Just
don't know.
gotta support your show by watching it in its time slots. That way, they'll be like, "Hey, they're getting good
yeah,
ratings."
It's true.
That's why you have to.
I don't have cable, so unfortunately I can't do
Ah.
it. I've been watching Breaking Bad on iTunes.
Oh yeah.
It's worth it. I got a season pass, so it comes out like the day after. You know what I mean? Or
Mm.
a couple hours after the release, but
Yeah. Yeah, you don't like feet.
whatever. Breaking Bad's Breaking Bad is I always talk about it, but this is the last season, and they actually like decided ahead of time. And they, like, I saw an interview and they talked about how they think how much better it is in terms of there are lots of shows that they're continued unnecessarily long just because of ratings, as opposed to when is the best point to end it
When
for
you
the
have a
story
story.
and have the most satisfying
Ex-
story, as opposed to
absolutely.
continuing it 2 seasons. And then the 3rd season finale doesn't really live up to the 6th one, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or the first one, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I was like, yeah, you know what? I think I prefer that. Like, instead of just keeping it longer just because I love the show.
Have a story. Yeah.
If this is the best way to end it, do it this way at this time. So that's cool.
It's kind of like what happened with Avatar: The Last Airbender for me. It was very sad that they didn't have a book 4 air.
Oh,
They did have a book 1 air.
but it was like
As far
it
as-
was like a satisfying ending. So
Well, yeah, they had a very satisfying ending.
even though you
with that
still wanted
series.
it to just continue on.
Yeah, they did have the follow-up show, which was pretty good, The Legend of Korra.
Yeah.
But anyway, Albuquerque, New Mexico. That honestly, some of that, like some of the stuff cartels are doing in our Southwest, are very traditional in the Old West manner. If you think about it, like that is.
Elaborate, because I'm
Well, what season of Breaking Bad are you on?
The five.
Five.
This
So
one.
you know about like, what's the ball guy's name? Not Walter. I mean, is Hank?
Mike.
Mike?
Yeah, Mike. The short, tough ball guy.
Yes.
Mike.
Okay. Well,
Then Pinkerton is.
like his first foray in the field, out in I guess El Paso or
Right.
whatever, with the cartels. Like, never seen a head on a tortoise before.
Oh yeah. I don't
Fucking
remember
explode.
that.
Yeah, that shit is absolutely very incredibly old western in style.
Yeah, I
It's,
guess I haven't-
brutal tactics to show like dominance, like no fear of the law.
Yeah, I guess these are kind of the cowboys of today. Like I guess I
Definitely
haven't
the
really looked at
bandits.
that. Yeah.
Bad guys living in the hills.
Yeah. Just maybe it's a little less graceful, with like machine guns and explosives and.
It's you could say that, I suppose.
I mean,
or you could say it's even more graceful, depending
is
on your
it
point of view.
or like
I don't know.
there's
Well,
less honor, right?
Absolutely.
Probably or like
wasn't very honorable back then either.
I guess it wasn't.
Yeah. Who knows? It's always distasteful.
But yeah.
No matter how graceful the faceful of maceful may be.
Oh wow. Wow. It was delightful.
It's
Pretty impressive
Well,
for like an improvisational.
yeah, it was.
Rhyme.
It happens. Can't build on it though.
Yeah. What about what have been some of the good movies that were westerns that or like more recent?
More recent ones. There was that. There was one with Thomas Hayden Church and I think Robert Duvall a while back. It's like not Open Sky.
Open Range.
No, Open Range was Kevin Costner and Kevin
Clint Eastwood.
and Robert Duvall.
Okay.
That was a good one though. Had Albus Dumbledore in it. Second one, Michael Gambon or whatever.
Okay.
That I'd actually recommend Open Range. It's a good one. It's got some good lines, good parts.
Right.
Directed by Kevin Costner, I think. So.
Okay. Well, what was the original one you were describing? Like you can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember. It was like a 2-part miniseries on some channel or another.
Okay.
But it was Thomas Hayden Church, who played the Sandman in Spider-Man 3. He also played Billy Clanton in Tombstone.
Okay.
Yeah. He
It wasn't Deadwood, right?
I can't say.
The
I
HBO
don't
show.
know Deadwood well enough.
The HBO show. or-
My dad watched Deadwood, but I never.
I didn't
got
really
me
get
to-
into it either.
He never got me to sit down and watch it. I'm gonna check it out now though, because I can. I will.
I was actually talking to a professor of mine,
Yeah.
about the 310 to Yuma remake with
Mhm.
Russell Crowe and Christian Bale.
I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, I really liked it too.
A lot of people kind of hated on it, but I don't know why.
I mean, to be honest, I did not see the first one, so
This is
maybe
true.
that's why they hated on it because I was able to I wasn't comparing it to anything, so I just
Yeah,
enjoyed
just
it,
like when
even
you
though
saw
I
a
knew
movie.
that this was a classic story.
It's true, but I don't know. I'll
I
probably
thought it was
see.
very good.
I'll see the older 310 to Yuma someday, but I enjoyed the performances of Christian Bale and Russell Crowe.
And Ben Foster was in that movie, and he was really
Yes,
good
he
too.
was.
He was my favorite character in that, I think.
I remember when Ben Foster first appeared. The first time I saw Ben Foster was 30 Days of Night.
Okay.
And did
I
you
think
ever
it
see
was-
that movie?
Yeah, I did.
He's the creepy harbinger that comes.
Yeah,
before
he's like
everything.
the snitch
that
kind of.
cold ain't weather. That's folks.
Yeah.
It's the creepy guy in the cell. Oh,
Right.
good thing he showed up out of the middle of nowhere.
He was great in that movie.
He was.
But he was also an alpha dog. I don't know if you saw that movie. That was
It
a weird movie, but it was good. Justin Timberlake was in that movie
Also
too.
in that one. Yeah, I never saw it.
But
Huh.
it was a much more
Ugh.
believable role for Justin Timberlake. Like, it's not like now when he's in some, like, I don't know, what was the In Time? What's the last one?
Oh.
He was actually, like, put in an action movie.
Yeah, that one was...
I was like,
that
dude,
was
you sing and dance, like going all the way to, like, action star. It's like, I don't think so, man.
Yeah. Being like a commercializing agent in The Social Network, that could work.
Right.
He's like a people person.
No,
He's like a
yeah, I liked him in that
managerial
movie.
Yeah.
Like, that was really good.
Yeah, weird action, sci-fi, psychological thriller. That's not me. But yeah, Ben Foster in 3:10 to Yuma, also a great role for him. He seems to do very well as far as roles that are like psychologically dependent on another character go. Does those very well.
Like the
Well, both his reliance
Right.
on what's Ben King, right? That's Russell Crowe's.
his name in the movie. I have no idea.
Oh well, that's
Right, like he's the
he's the right hand man.
He's a phenomenal supporting actor in lots of stuff.
He's had like these supporting
Took me 10
roles.
seconds to find that.
Well, there you go.
Two.
He's a phenomenal supporting actor in roles where he has to be like, I guess the character is psychologically dependent on the lead. So that seems
Right.
to be a pattern, and it seems to be very. He plays it out very well. It's very believable.
Yeah. Yeah, he's that one moment in that movie where he's like about to light the stagecoach on fire, and there's like a guy in there. They rob money. It's like in the beginning.
Yeah.
He has some line about tell me where he is or you're gonna burn or something like that. But it was like so powerful the way he said it. You know, like
Just right up in his
scintillating,
face.
I believe was the word.
Yeah. He knows how to put a lot of intensity into what he's saying. And he has really great control of like his facial response, I guess.
Right.
Like he knows what his face is doing at all times, so he's impressive that way.
Is it that involved for you, or like do you think that's the way it is for a lot of actors? Like, is it really like a ultra awareness, or is it just like a complete like letting go? Because I can almost see it as like it's almost the opposite of awareness.
It's
you know
kind
what I mean?
of a bit of both. It's
so,
that doesn't make any sense.
Such
I
a
know.
like paradox.
It is. It's just like it's something you have to be kind of aware of, but it can't be something you're like actively shaping per se.
Right.
It's something that you it's rather you I guess you can respond to any negative stimuli you're feeling. Like you just respond naturally in a scene, I guess, and then you can kind of, if you notice, oh no, I'm tensing my shoulders, but my character wouldn't be tensing my shoulders right
Yeah.
now. And you have to like relax it down and like fix that, because it's you, that's you shining through as being stressed out. You're raising and tightening your shoulders. You have to then release that because your character wouldn't, or what have you, you know.
Yeah. This just pops in my head. It's not related to anything we've been doing, but
Good.
I just I talked about the book American Assassin before on the show. I think
did?
a long time ago. Like I brought it up, and I was like, God, the whole time I was reading it, I was thinking about how cool of a movie this could be, and this should be a movie. This would be a great like. If I was in a position to do that, like I would totally do it. I would like contact the writer.
Bruce Willis, right?
Yeah. And now I saw this article, and they're making the movie, and it's like I feel like I always see that, like just these movies that I'm like, this should be a movie, and then it's like, oh, someone's making it,
2 weeks
and
later,
oh,
you
is
see
it gonna
them.
be good? And oh, this is. I really hope they don't ruin it because I was really.
Yeah,
I thought it
jacked to
had
do
a lot
it.
of potential too,
Yeah.
like just. I don't know, because. And I was reading some like, I guess it's just comments people, but people be like, "Oh, Shia LaBeouf should be in it." I was like, "Oh my God, no!" Like, please, I hope someone involved on the creative side actually reads the book. Please.
Yeah.
But I guess Bruce Willis, it's one of those things where he could be the reason why it gets made at all. You know?
Absolutely.
He just has that much power.
But he's just even being just the mentor.
Yeah.
I just said even like 4 times in that sentence. To the listeners at home who are not listening to a stream of this, but can go and rewind, you should rewind back to that sentence and count how many times.
And I didn't even notice, so.
I noticed after the fact. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said. I was just like, I haven't even noticed how much even I got. Even. Fun facts. Anyway.
Has there ever been like a horror western? Because I thought that would be fucking amazing.
Well, there was definitely the add-on to Red Dead Redemption.
Right.
Was that Red Dead Nightmare? Undead Nightmare?
I feel like Red Dead. It was like something undead in there. Like, I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It's the expansion.
Never actually played the expansion.
I did.
I never played the game.
It was fucking awesome.
I check it out. I need to pick up that game again though. That was fun.
It was a really good game.
I enjoyed it thoroughly. They did a really great job, kind of building a world, but also building it believably. It's like there's not consistently.
And it was it could be your killing spree type game too, if that's what you wanted to do.
Absolutely. Just tie people up, put them on the train tracks, and dastardly villain. And
yeah, it was fucked up though. I remember I figured out I tied this lady up, and then I pushed a button, and he just cuts her throat. I was like, wow. I was like, that's unnecessary.
It's very.
It's this is sinister as fuck.
Yeah. But I mean, it's something you can do to Outlaws if you want to. You can. That's how intense and personal you can get. You can just be mobbing around with a lasso in that game. And just got you,
just chasing people.
Got you, I'm gonna tie you up, and then you tie them up and just slit their throats, and you go to the next guy.
They did it really well though. 'Cause they made even riding a horse it was it felt good.
It was an involved process. There was a way that you could ride your horse the fastest, or you could just ride your horse, or you could be a bitch and fast travel.
Yeah.
Who does that? Well, I mean, I guess taking the train, if you're going to Mexico, that's okay. Oh, newsflash, you go to Mexico in that game. Oh, spoilers.
All right. I forgot about that.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it was it was pretty good.
Yeah, if you haven't played it yet, check it out. It looks cool.
What do you think about a Grand Theft Auto movie? I think it could be fucking awesome.
I think Grand Theft Auto 5 is coming out soon enough, so we should even be thinking about. We shouldn't even be thinking about movies. We don't need movies yet.
5 is San Andreas 2? Is that what it is?
Yes. It's the return to the Hollywood.
God damn,
hills.
that's gonna be a fucking great game.
We'll find out. I believe it's November or so.
I mean, they're not gonna fuck it up, dude.
Oh, no way.
At its worst, it could be
GTA
still good.
It's gonna be it could be a GTA 4 knockoff.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe Gay Tony? What's his Ballad of Gay? Yeah, it's Gay Tony.
Yeah.
Maybe Gay Tony came out west. Who knows?
That's why I thought it could be such a cool movie, is because if you had good writers behind it, and then you just took select characters and you wove a story, because people would watch it and they'd be like, oh, this guy, and you keep the general the way the character is, but you're writing new dialogue from that's skillful and
if they made a movie, they would absolutely have to get some kind of cameo from Roman in there.
Who's Roman?
Hey, guys! We're both gentlemen. Why don't we go to a gentleman's club?
Right, okay.
Hey, cousin, it's your cousin.
He's one of the early guys.
Want to go bowling with me? Well, he's the guy that's there the entire game. Right. He's your cousin. You know. Yeah. He's there at the beginning. You go through thick and thin with him.
Yeah, those games are pretty amazing.
GTA 4 was actually a fantastic game. If you just kind of remove the lens of it's all crime, it's also a fantastic story, but it is all crime. And then you're just like, oh, wait a minute. This is a, what's the quote? What's the word usually? Oh, this is a murder simulator.
Murder Simulator.
Yeah.
Is that like some mom term that
It was
Moms
the
for America came out with?
Yeah, it was the term for GTA 4 when it was big news back when it first came out.
I mean, you know what? Murder Simulator is not a bad way to put it. They should have put that on one of the quotes, in the commercials for the game.
Murder Simulator.
Would have probably jacked up sales even more.
Who knows? I think that'd be kind of getting the wrong rep. It is trying to just be a story.
There is like a certain lightheartedness to it, which it's like
there's like a certain amount
it's
like
not
unreality and disbelief.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah,
it's almost like The Sims, kind of, isn't it? Could you see that's like maybe that's reaching?
No, that's it's definitely playing off the same vein. If you think about it, it's more just like a directed path simulation of an immigrant gangster.
Yeah.
So it's you could see it as like a choose your own adventure, but it's really just like it's scripted out, and you have to play through the story that they invented if you want to play the game to its fullest.
Right. I think San Andreas was maybe my favorite.
I didn't really play San Andreas in depth at all ever.
Dude.
Probably should.
To me, in the least, it had the most features. Like, you could tattoo your dude. You would literally go to the gym
and build up the muscle.
But then you could be stronger and faster.
Yeah.
And then it was like if you were you would have to eat too. And I feel like there was more interactive stuff. There was you would take your car to a custom place and you could put spinners on it, and it would it had the hydraulics.
Right.
And there were more weapons too. Like you could do 2 guns at the same time.
Oh yeah. Damn.
And you had swords. It was just a crazy game. And you would go clothes shopping. You would go. So
absolutely.
I feel like it had the most features. It didn't really have buying that many places.
Right.
I guess that was Vice City. But I just thought that's why I'm so excited for the new one, because if they keep it like that,
we'll see.
If they just even made it cosmetically better, which pretty much released the same game.
Right.
I think it would be great.
I think they're gonna try and they're gonna be releasing a whole bunch of new concepts. They'll. I'm not sure if it's the same team, if one team did, or if it's one team does all of the GTAs, or if it's one team did GTA, Vice City, and then they also did Liberty City, and then San Andreas was a different team. But depending on how that is, I think they're just gonna try. They'll definitely try and keep they'll try and keep the feel of the old San Andreas, if it is an actual comeback to. I feel like it's actually more. It's not San Andreas. I feel like it's more centered on the upper, the downtown or upper.
It's LA
richer area.
Probably.
It's more of an LA rather than San Andreas.
I don't think that game ever had. No, it didn't have a big city element.
It didn't have
to it
a
at all.
downtown ever. It was
it was huge distances and different.
It was very nice houses
Yeah.
up there, but then in the poor area and whatnot. But it never really went to a downtown.
It didn't have an urban, super urban.
Or a central business district, let's say.
Yeah, it'd be great if they had surfing in that game. Could they put that in there? Or some little, you know what I mean, little component to it. Yeah. Because they added bicycle, San Andreas had bicycles. And,
first mission.
Yeah.
First black. That's a little meme, I guess. First black GTA character. First mission is to steal a bicycle.
Yeah, that game it took a while before you were really enjoying it. I feel like it took a while to get started.
Yeah.
I
think they might have held your hand a little bit too much at the beginning.
Yeah.
Rather than kind of give you a bit more creative control. I guess what it was is they were slowly. Or nowadays, there's a great tendency in games for there to be a lot of moments of, yeah, I get it, and that seems those moments have been going up in current gaming. Like people are really held.
Oh, because people are really familiar with the way.
Yes, it's
people don't like the
tutorials.
tutorials.
Yeah, most people know how to pick up a controller straight up way, and they'll know, okay, this is gonna look, this is gonna move. That'll probably be jump.
I guess they're always looking out for like the first timer.
Yeah,
that seems to be the way they design
that's
it.
how it is. But you can. There are ways you can design a level that are way more like. They have like a reason and like a flow to it, rather than just like a, oh hey, you might be in combat and you might need to jump. Hey Anderson, show these recruits how to jump.
Yeah.
What? They don't know how to jump? How the hell did they get into the army?
Right.
Never used my knees before.
Dude, I started playing Counter-Strike Go.
Huh. How was that?
I might have brought this up. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
guys. Yeah, it'll be okay. I really like it. It's on the PS3, Xbox, and PS3 and PC is like combined, or there's cross-platform.
Oh, cool.
So
Yeah,
it's probably why I get. Yeah, we did. It's probably why I get on, but it's fun.
Is there a Western mod on there yet?
No.
You should get one on there.
Yeah, PS3 had that.
Revolvers.
That would be cool.
Uh,
I wonder if they have that on the PC universe. They might.
Actually, something you went and talked about earlier, and yes, there have been Western horror movies.
Okay, that is what brought us here.
Yeah.
Wow.
That
was
the
like-
stem of a great line of
Jesus
conversation.
Christ.
But anyway, Western horror movies.
Okay.
There was one with Tommy Lee Jones and Kate Blanchett, and I think it was called like The Missing, or
No, that actually sounds right to me.
I think it's The Missing.
I'm picturing lots of fog.
Well,
like-
there's like a creepy
Maybe a
like
trailer. Look at that.
black magic shaman.
What is it set though?
Huh?
Is it set in like the
It's like
19th
set
century?
in no, it's like set in 19th century. Jesus. 19th century. Yeah, I suppose it is. It's like
14th, I mean.
it's set kind of out on the frontier a bit. I think Kate Blanchett's daughter goes missing. Tommy Lee Jones is her father. He's Native American, or like he went off and became Native American or something. It's kind of unclear.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's very interesting film. Weird stuff.
Yeah,
It wasn't, I guess, really a horror.
It was like a thriller.
It was
kind
more
of.
of, it was like a
To
action
me,
thriller.
Adding a
psychological.
supernatural element to Western would be kind of crazy. Like, what about a werewolf movie, or
I don't know, Wes.
even the zombie thing? That's kind of cool.
It's true. I think you could absolutely sell that these days.
I mean, it just like why the fuck not? I mean, particularly zombie because it seems like that's pretty in right now.
Oh, absolutely. Especially with there have
imagine if
already
they-
been like a game that came out,
Yeah.
and you come up with your own story. It's like your own original thing.
Dude, I just had a flash of like a Twilight, like another movie that was like.
You have to go
This
back
is
in
how
time.
bad it would be. This is how bad it would. No. It would be that. It would be. It would be Edward because he's a vampire, so he's old as fuck in the Western time period, and it would be the wolf Jacob. You couldn't explain him being there.
Jacob
How
would go
could-
back in
maybe
time.
an ancestor of Jacob.
Mm.
He can't be in the movie. Sorry, dude.
Sorry, Jacob.
But then you get Kirsten Bell playing her own ancestor.
Why?
Dude, I feel like
I
people
would-
would love that, and it
I
would be
would-
so bad.
I would kill myself.
Doesn't that sound like a Twilight move though? Like that?
No, that I think that would be too low.
It would
That's
be
like
too
a
low.
Twilight fan fiction, like maybe a fan made film.
That's true.
At some point.
Yeah, it would be like fan porno
Yeah,
story.
Creepy.
Yeah.
I don't wanna think about that again.
But
Don't bring it up ever.
yeah, I guess the horror western. it could
I
be-
think that could be absolutely very. Or I think Cowboys and Aliens could have been a very, very cool. Like, what
Yeah.
if we didn't name it Cowboys and Aliens for one, and then you like made it
Yeah.
less obvious that there's like these aliens coming around. like abducting and murdering people.
Yeah.
I think that could have been like a very cool
I remember thinking it was gonna be really cool. Like,
people
I was
just
like, wow.
randomly disappearing and like, oh, I don't know what's going on, and then all of a sudden, like, you know, halfway, 2/3 way through the movie, it's like, oh shit. So you see this fucking alien? Let's shoot him, motherfucker.
Taking a more like suspenseful route.
Absolutely, doing it more like combining signs.
I feel like Western should have a certain feel. Like there should be like kind of a pace. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Like they're slower.
Yeah,
slower
they're not supposed to be like very actiony, I guess. And that's why I think like a kind of a creepy, kind of Signs-like movie could be translated very well into like a Western setting.
Did you like Signs?
I liked Signs until you see the alien right at the end there, and you're just like, damn. I was so freaked out, like the cornfield scene.
I was just gonna say, man, like I was pretty young.
Oh,
we were probably 12 or 11.
We were a little too, maybe not too young for that movie, but we were right at the age
or
where
like 13.
We're right at the age where that was a creepy movie. But I mean, they did some of the stuff so well, just like the running along the top of the roof, and then you hear like the rustling corn after something hits the ground, like a thump, and then rustle corn.
That would be great for like a Foley class. You know what I mean? Where they do like the sound stuff. And I took a class, and it was Final Destination. It was a scene from Final Destination.
Oh,
so
wow.
There was a lot of fun tones to play with, and it was thank God it wasn't just like per person. It was like the whole class kind of participated. Like we, in a sense that like in groups of twos, like everybody would work together to make certain sounds.
Right.
Like we identified what should be there.
It's like, all right, we need
and then we recorded it on the stage and we played it back. It was so awesome to see that. Like it was, because it worked out pretty well. Because the teacher, he could edit it nicely. So
very nice. Okay.
But yeah, I don't know why the fuck I brought that up. Sorry, I have no idea.
It's tangential thinking, you know, association. It's beautiful. It's good stuff. I think it's interesting though, because a lot of people, or there's kind of the theory that we could revert back to that very easily. Having that kind of culture that we have, like the Book of Eli, Fallout New Vegas.
I like this line of logic.
There's the whole, after an apocalyptica, we would kind of revert back to like smaller towns based off of water sources, kind of held down by martial power of firearms.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you just need like some type of technological collapse, and it would be a Western. That's kind of what the post-apocalyptic movies are, or the genre is.
Absolutely. I mean, even Mad Max, kind of same sort of.
Which they're doing, by the way.
They're making a new Mad Max.
I believe it's just called Mad Max. I believe it's Sam Worthington. I don't know if Mel Gibson's a part of it. He might be.
He wasn't. He did like write Mad Max or anything, did he?
I don't think so. No.
He just acted. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think.
Yeah. There will be a movie.
Well, I feel like Sam Worthington is he's a worthy enough Aussie to take up that mantle.
Yeah.
Though I am interested.
Who else would it have been? Like Hugh Jackman? Are there any other Australians?
Hugh Jackman would have been a pretty cool one too, though.
That would have been interesting.
Very kind of like a different, grittier, like.
Yeah, damn. That would have been like a Duke Nukem kind of. You know what I mean?
Kind
You
of.
would have had that vibe.
It would always have been like a Mad Max sort of thing. And why did I say Mad Max? Because that's what we're talking about. I meant to say a Mad Max Pain almost. If you got like kind of Boulder and you got Hugh in there, I can see that. But
what was that other? It wasn't the Duke Nukem. There was another game like it. I want to say Serious Sam.
Serious Sam.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah. I never actually played it myself. My roommate can talk to you about Serious Sam.
I think it was very similar type.
Yeah, but I feel like it was also kind of like funnier.
Yeah.
A bit more lighthearted. I'm not sure either way. But something.
Hugh Jackman. Mad Max.
Mad Max. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Mad Max. I need to actually see Mad Max all the way through again. First time I saw it, or last time I saw it all the way through, I was too young, and I was like, "This is boring. This is weird." Oh wait, shit! Just hit the fan all at once.
It was 70s, right?
It was 70s.
So yeah, weird, boring.
Yeah.
I can't remember
it was
too well
Australian.
either. Yeah.
So.
I feel like the first one was actually a very slow movie until
was.
the end, and then he does a little action.
And then it
and then the next movies were more action-packed.
Yeah. Road Warrior.
How many of them do they do?
3.
3. What were they
Mad
called?
Max, Road Warrior, and then
Beyond
the
Thunderdome. Okay. Yeah.
That's, they
You
kind
know
of
what?
they went off on
I
a
support them remaking it. Like I hope it does well. Like, that would be cool.
Oh, that's
seeing
what
those
I was
3
gonna
movies
say.
being remade.
Speaking of remakes, they're actually on a remaking spree. I mean,
They have been for years, right? Like,
well, no, I mean, like, but it seems like very recently I'm noticing a lot of the same sort of that same vein of action movies.
Red Dawn.
Yeah, we got Red Dawn, Total Recall, Mad Max, Judge Dredd, which
Jesus
actually kind of
Christ.
looks okay.
It looks cool.
Dredd 3D
Yeah.
with Carl Urban.
Yeah.
Okay. Something
He was in
bone to pick.
he was in Doom.
He was in Doom.
Doom movie.
Which was
Lackluster.
terrible, but if you just kind of
The first person experience was
if
good.
you just look back, you're just like, that was a movie.
I remember being pretty pissed off at that age though.
I
Like,
guess.
I don't know. How
I
it was.
didn't see it when it came out.
I
I saw it
I
like
went to theaters.
I waited for like Sci-Fi or something
Yeah.
to see it,
Okay.
and then it was an okay movie, and I think it was
Yeah.
kind of like a Mortal Kombat, you know.
That's true. Yeah.
I think that's really
I'm sure that's coming, by the way. Mortal Kombat.
a new
reboots.
Mortal Kombat. Whatever happened? Did you ever hear about that like Mortal Kombat web series that was like awesome? They did a reboot of Mortal Kombat. It was gonna be like
That makes sense as a web
HBO
series.
or something, but apparently there's a web series out there. I
That
need
makes
to check
sense.
that out.
Because I could see how you could do that very low budget. You just have like stunt actors.
Yeah, just fighting. I know Michael J. White was what's his name? What is Sonya Blade's black friend in the old canon?
Dude,
That's his name. I don't know.
Jax? The guy with
Jax.
the fucking arms?
Yeah.
I always thought that guy was cool.
Yeah. He's like a captain in the police.
He's got the
and-
robot cyborg arms or robot
Well, he doesn't
arms.
have robot cyborg arms when we see him in the trailer, but he does have robot cyborg arms in the game and the canon.
Yeah.
So we'll find out about that.
Wait. Oh, the web series you're talking about.
No, I don't know if he has them in there.
Oh, because
I know-
he was in a movie.
Yes,
in a
he
Mortal
was.
Kombat
He was
movie.
in Mortal Kombat 2,
Okay.
which was
Pretty
much
bad.
worse than the first.
Yeah.
Though
The
it does
actor
have-
was pretty bad that played him.
Does
but-
have one of the better lines, though, in it ever. Mother, you're alive. Too bad you will die.
Who says that?
Some chick. Some like.
Oh.
So it's a character we'd never met before. We meet her in like the first 30 seconds of the movie, and it's like, oh wait, that's the princess's dead mother.
Yeah.
She's been resurrected. Oh wait, she's gonna kill everyone. Okay.
Yeah. Kind of out of left field.
It was a provocative.
So they only did 2?
What?
They only did 2.
Yeah, they only did 2.
But yeah.
I guess I want to say big budget movies, but that might be. They were pretty big budget for the time, I guess.
Dude, talking about Jax reminded me of the fact that they're doing RoboCop 2.
There you go.
So you're fucking right. It's definitely a spree.
I mean, I feel like
RoboCop to me sounds kind of stupid.
okay, though I don't think
Sounds like Judge Dredd, to be honest.
Well, RoboCop could
But
be
less cool.
I think RoboCop could be cool. They could make it very gritty.
Yeah, I guess so.
It was already pretty gritty.
It was. Yeah.
But they could
Got
definitely.
fucked up, dude. And he looked like he looked kind of like
He
Darth
looked like-
Vader a little bit,
He
right?
looked like the T-1000.
But like when you see his head,
What? Oh.
he's like Darth Vader,
Yeah. Yes.
pale.
It's true. I I guess I was thinking of like the T-1000 when he gets like the grenade launcher in him and he's just kind of like hanging half apart.
The Terminator?
Yeah.
Terminator reference?
T2,
Yeah.
Judgment Day.
Okay. I think my favorite, that was by far the best one.
T2
T2 is the best one by far.
Yeah, absolutely. Followed by T1.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what I was going to say a couple seconds ago. Resident Evil, they need to stop making movies. I don't even know what those movies are about. I guess I never really saw the first one, but like those movies have
It's just a
next to
backdrop for
nothing.
like cool kills, man. That's what it is.
They have like they have nothing to do with anything Resident Evil. I think the first one might have kind of, maybe.
Yeah. It's like Underworld, but like worse, like dumb, even more dumb.
Yeah, but at least Underworld was an original concept.
No, I know, and Underworld like also like kind of
Yeah.
like the last one was apparently pretty good.
Was it?
Yeah.
Didn't see it.
Awakening, I think. Is that what it is?
That sounds about right.
It just came out on like Blu-ray, I think.
Yeah. I have rented something. I'll see it when
Whatever.
it's free on TV.
But I'm saying like even that I think is more prestige than the Resident Evil series.
Yeah, it's gotten very confusing, especially since there's like, I don't know, it was like maybe 2 movies ago now. Maybe
They've
it was the
done
last
lots
movie.
of them,
They
like
have.
spin-offs, I think. So
But they got that.
I can't even remember the first one.
They got Mila Jovovich or
Yeah.
Jovovich, I don't know. But then they also got that other character that looks exactly like her, but it's not actually. It's not. They also have like a clone of her in the movie, but
Really?
then there's
Oh,
also
really?
this third person that is a different actor.
Is
I
this
think.
is this the latest one you're talking about? Or
The latest
just
one and like
just
the one
of them?
before, and maybe even the one before that. I don't know. It's very confusing. It hurts my head to think about.
Hmm. Yeah, it's easier to not think when you're watching that and just be like, oh, look at how she blew his head off. Cool.
I just pass. I don't think I've really. I don't think I've seen a single Resident Evil movie all the way through.
Yeah. Not
Or, like,
even
really
like playing on
general.
TV or something.
I've caught bits and pieces
Right.
when it's playing on TV, but then
But
not
you're just
usually.
like, nah.
Usually it's like I'll have that channel on, and then I'll be having like the little lower screen guide going, and I'll
Yeah.
channel surf until I find something better, and I'll switch to that.
Dude, Blade.
Blade was fucking awesome.
Is he too old? Is he in jail again? Like I feel like
I hope
he.
not. I don't think so.
I feel like he got out, or he like the whole like tax thing,
Yeah.
tax evasion, and then but I feel like I heard that there was some type of renewed issue. But you
I
think he
hope
could
not.
do that? You
I don't
he
think
could do another
I
one?
don't think he can come back and do another one.
No.
He's getting a little up there in the years. I don't know if he's like really been keeping shape. I haven't seen
That's
Wesley in a long time. Last time
That's
I saw
true,
him,
because he was
last time we saw him was in the one with Richard Gere. No,
Brooklyn something.
Brooklyn's Finest.
Yeah.
It was the one with Richard Gere.
Yeah.
I don't even remember all that movie because I fell asleep halfway through,
Yeah.
and then I woke up for the
It was
ending.
the same guy who did Train Day and Tone Fuqua, whatever his name is.
Huh.
But he's pretty good. I'm
Yeah.
trying to remember. Like I just saw a movie that he did, and I can't remember. Oh,
End of Watch.
what?
End of Watch.
No,
You just that's also by Training Day. By the way.
it doesn't matter.
Okay. But that's another movie I want to see too.
Yeah.
End of Watch. That looks pretty cool.
What is that about?
It's the one that there's been trailers for. It's the 2 LAPD cops accidentally stumble onto like a cartel house or something.
Oh, isn't Ethan Hawke in that movie?
No. Not that I
No.
know of. It's Jake Gyllenhaal and
Oh.
the guy from Shooter.
Yeah, I
don't
know
his
what you're
name.
talking about. Yeah. Oh, that is. That's. I'm glad you. That was what I was thinking. Shooter is the movie I recently saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually liked it.
I
thought it was
enjoyed
pretty
Shooter
cool.
thoroughly. I thought it was
Well done.
I thought it was fun.
Yeah. Also, Antone.
Wow.
Such an awkward like. Seeing that name, you're like.
How does one pronounce
Fuiqoe, something like that. Like I don't know.
I don't know.
Just it's weirdness.
Can't even picture it in my name. I mean, what? Can't even picture it in my mind. Yeah. MITC Antoine Fuqua.
Yeah.
CH. I spelled my name wrong. Anyway. Oh well.
You just said it, Tone.
Exactly, it was in there. I couldn't see it in my name, but it's in there. It's in between the two C's, I guess.
But what were we talking about? Were we talking about like the zombie factor of westerns?
Yeah. We were also talking about remakes. But I think anything that has to do with like dark of night, because it's back in the Old West, they didn't have like light. You know?
Yeah.
They had the dark desert, like out on the frontier. You have the dark desert around you.
Yeah, it gets really dark.
You have the light in your house and then the moon, maybe.
Yeah.
And
sometimes there's no moon.
Yeah, you have what happens on the new moon, and what happens when you have some crazy people living in the hills. The Hills Have Eyes, Western Edition, that could sell.
Oh, man.
Absolutely.
Oh, that would be frightening.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just coming out of the blackness. Strangers, Western Edition, same basic concept. Very easy to do.
Strangers.
Do you remember The Strangers?
No, I like that movie.
Oh, that movie was good. This was 10th grade. 10th grade. It was 10th grade. I was the male stranger for Halloween. I sewn my own. I sewn my own ass up the night before.
Did people like that when they opened the door? Were they like,
Well, I don't think I walked around like that. I did that for school.
Oh. Like in school you walked around?
Yeah. I don't think I went trick or treating.
Yeah.
So everyone dressed up in school.
Yeah.
All the females be wearing, I'm a guy, I'm a firefighter. It's like, yeah, that fire's not gonna be touching any of that exposed leg, I'm sure. That's just, you just have like a flame retardant spray on tanning lotion, I'm sure.
Right. Flame retardant tan.
Oh my god, Pocahontas. Wow, I didn't know Pocahontas could stretch some spandex over that fat what?
Fat ass.
Yeah, fat ass is what I was saying.
Yeah, let's revitalize this conversation for a few more minutes. We're at like an hour 5.
Back to, I guess, cowboys then, in general. I don't know, I think... Actually, I like going back to the sort of Mad Max vein and all that. And like the future.
That's where we were before.
Exactly. The going...
That's what we just like Alzheimer's.
It is. Okay. Well, no, it lets us remember, because we'll
forget.
Well, we talk for a long time, and then we'll just be like, wait, we started.
Sometimes
there?
you just like hit a corner, and it's just
who knows.
Yeah.
But the point of the matter is, yeah, there's absolutely a shift backwards that may well happen. Towards like regarding water supplies, kind of like how I don't know a certain pack of lions holds sway over the watering hole,
Well,
and they're not going to let any other ones come take their supply.
Let me know if you've heard of this, and let's remember where we got to segue back to. But I've heard that if you detonate a nuclear weapon in the sky, like above the middle of America, it acts as an EMP and would annihilate the continent's capability.
I'm not sure if it's the entire continent.
You don't think it might not be that?
I don't think one in the center would go and get everything.
Right.
I
So there's probably like some type of
it would need
radius.
to be like there's definitely a certain radius. That's kind of like, that's why we can have, there were the not Roswell tests, but there were the nuclear tests. There were the nuclear tests in New Mexico. There's just a radius that we don't go to anymore. But
So I wonder what that radius is.
who knows?
Anyway,
Probably something we could look up.
I was trying to justify how we could, all the technology fails, because it's.
Well, I guess the best
flares?
the best example I have to go off of is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. When you're in DC, your helicopters crash, and then there's that entire mission in the snow when you get to the sub base, and then there's the detonation in the sky, and everything goes. It's an EMP that knocks out at least all of DC. I think it's probably most of the eastern seaboard.
Okay. So how do you
So-
create a global
One
failure?
of that?
Like, it's, you know,
You would need multiple
what if it's
detonations.
just a disease?
If it's just some disease,
Think about it.
we could maintain like we could maintain an infrastructure if it's just a complete
Not
loss
if it
of,
like kills 80% of the population.
Yes.
Right? Wouldn't that make sense?
I feel like that would okay. Yeah, if it kills 80%,
The numbers are low
population-
enough that there's not enough skilled people to operate everything, and it becomes
Well,
like a tribal.
we would
kind of-
fall back a bit, but there would be in the thousands and thousands and thousands of people, there would be still among that number laborers who are skilled in like these
Yeah, I
basic
guess so.
technological things.
You think we'd be able to like?
I feel like we'd be able to
salvage the
limp
whole
on.
thing?
We would like some people. There would be some like tinkerers and craftsmen and I know how to fix an engine. I could also fix a furnace. You know, I used to work in plumbing back before I became a dentist.
Right.
Who knows? I feel like the human race will, unless they go extinct, will just continue to stumble on. Because that's what we do. We just figure out ways to prolong our existence and live as easily as we can. Because we're kind of assholes.
Yeah, I heard something along the lines of we've been able to grow like tissue or something like that, like from a completely in a completely inorganic way, or using. I can't remember at all, but there was some component of like DNA or something along those lines.
Huh.
You know what I mean? And we were able to like grow like skin.
Okay.
It's freaky though. 'Cause
I
it's
have not learned these things.
the idea that if we can figure out how to make people, like, oh my god, that's gonna be. It's gonna change everything probably.
It's a different world, but I don't know. Progress, double-edged sword.
So we're trying to explain the Mad Max scenario,
Yeah.
like how that
I don't know. I
how
guess
you create a post-apocalyptic.
I get it's all you really need to create the post-apocalyptica. You wouldn't even necessarily need the complete loss of technology. Like there
Just
could
like
be
the-
hubs of technology. There just needs to be a
Collapse of-
widespread loss of resources.
Hmm.
So we can't have we wouldn't have grocery stores just stocked with water bottles and bottles and bottles of water, like constantly being shipped around the country, being stocked up, going places.
So,
It would become a control of water at some point.
but how would we get to this state? Is it something where just after a long enough amount of time, like it would be oil,
Well, apparently.
or is it something that happens quickly from a disaster? Or,
Well, like climate change could continue to lead towards loss of fresh water, yada yada yada, and we're running rivers dry because we're
Yeah.
doing this and that, and we're damming up, and we're using too much electricity, so we're damming rivers to make hydroelectric power plants, and that's going to slow the flow, and then the river won't actually provide water anymore, and death.
So I guess this
Yeah.
sounds so fucking stupid. I don't even know if I should do this, but so is the water not somehow like ultimately evaporating back into the air, even though we're using it? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Or
Yes.
I mean,
but
I guess
if
plants
some-
and people, like, we literally make water disappear. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to like it's not filtered through us. Like we retain some of it.
Mhm.
But I feel like in a lot of uses, like even when you have plumbing and toilets, and then you dump it back into the ocean.
Well, we lose fresh water.
Right.
All of the water, I guess technically all of the water should stay in the biosphere. It's just we're losing fresh water is the problem.
And
It's getting like more and more of the water the percentages are leaning towards
contaminated
just salinated water in general.
salt water.
Yes.
So we're getting more salt water and less fresh water, or just less of both.
In general, we're getting more salt water because ocean levels are going up. And
Right.
like
Because we're
losing-
dumping in the ocean and whatnot.
Well, because we've been dumping in the ocean because the ice.
I'm saying
caps
like
are
that's
melting.
where our plumbing goes. Like that's what I can't wrap my head around. It's like our basic plumbing. Like I like to think it gets filtered through something. I don't know if that's always the case.
I mean, we have a lot of sewage treatment plants
Okay.
around.
But and then they're ultimately dumped back to the water, right? Especially when you're in like coastal areas.
Not entirely sure I think so. I feel like after it goes through a certain level of
Dude, I think there are drains in Chapman that say like something about the oceanic.
Well, it says no dumping drains to the ocean because they're just supposed to be storm drains for drainage.
For water.
Yeah, like
and that goes directly to the ocean.
Yes.
Does it treat things? Is there a treatment thing there? Or?
Not that I know of. I mean, it's just literally all it's supposed to be is like rainwater.
Right. So inevitably, though, there's going to be garbage that gets in there.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got into this, but yeah. Okay. So maybe running out of water. I kind of like solar flares. I don't know if that could.
Back to space. I said it earlier.
Yeah,
I said it earlier.
but
God
it's true
damn it.
though.
All right. Why do you think solar flares?
Because that's what they do. Apparently,
They just cook
they
everything.
can disrupt. It's just we're not at a stage where they're that powerful.
They can like throw out and eat.
You might have to go like 500,000 more years forward, or 1,000,000 years forward from where we are now, to get to the stage where our environment's unstable enough, and the sun's because that's the whole thing is the sun's so slowly like
It's
increasing its instability or losing
it's
stability.
gonna it's slowly moving towards a supernova.
Eventually it explodes on
Yeah.
us. So you would think it's just going to become more and more harmful as we get to that point.
I suppose.
So if solar flares are acting up, maybe you just have, because I think it's almost random. So you just have enough, like a storm, and it just knocks out continents, or at least one continent.
That would be weird.
Yeah.
But
And then it's Mad Max.
The support aid system would be, it'd be very interesting. Well, I mean, because, alright, not to be, I guess, too controversial, but in general, in terms of global disaster relief, if the continent of Africa were to be hit, things would not be too far removed from how they are now. Whereas, on the flip side, if somewhere like Europe, or North America, or even like East Asia,
We're talking
were
about
to
an
get hit,
EMP situation?
yeah.
Yeah.
If any of one of those were to get hit, it would be a complete
Pretty disastrous.
disaster. And I mean, because also, whereas like any of those could give aid to Africa,
Dude, that would be the irony.
Africa couldn't
That would
give any they couldn't send much
No,
help
but I
to
mean,
support those other nations
Yeah.
as part of like an international relief effort.
that's true, but that would be the irony of it all, is that the people in those torn up regions of the world would actually like thrive. The kind of minority that lives off the land,
Already,
like we would just implode, or however you want to look at it, and they would actually like
this is true. They would just keep on
keep
living
it on.
their lives.
keep on.
That's it's a cold hard fact of societal loss.
Yeah.
Some people can't handle it. It's just fades away.
This was a challenge, interesting challenge.
I think this was surprisingly interesting. I liked it
We
though.
did it. We made it because we had a nice topic, but
Yeah, we had a solid base of support, but only 2 people kind of keep it hard. But
Yeah.
we did manage to continually keep a back and forth going.
we did.
Kept
10 gold stars for us.
we kept a constant stream of conversation, and it wasn't just like it wasn't random. It was random, but it was like it was stuff we're
It was
thinking
all coming
about.
from the same place, same
Yeah.
topic.
Yeah. So we wrapping up basically.
Yeah,
All right,
we're winding down.
we're winding down. I think.
Any closing?
Well,
thoughts?
yeah, actually, one kind of closing thought. This is to any Chapman listeners tuning in. This next week, well, one of the reasons we got this episode out of the way, and it was just me and Senior. We wanted to get it out, needed to get it done because we're gonna be really busy this week. This next week is rush week for all of the fraternities at Chapman University, and just as part of it, you should come check out the newest fraternity at Chapman University, Sigma Alpha Mu. They will be tabling along everyone else, so just come out and say hello. Myself, Senior, and Jake are all a part, and if you're listening in, you want to come talk to us about anything you've heard on the program, you want to come give us some ideas face-to-face rather than using our Twitter account at Working Title Pod, which you guys never tend to do anyway. But hey, start doing that. We can get some real meaty, hearty topics on here. Get some solid debate going. But yeah, check us out.
What up?
What? So yeah, This is Working Title Podcast. We're just a couple of guys doing our thing. We're on Stitcher. We're on Stitcher Radio. We're on YouTube. We're on iTunes. You can subscribe. Give us a nice 5-star rating because you love us so much. Senior's just enjoying his existence right now. So I guess I'm taking care of this outro. We're on Stitcher Radio. Great little mobile app to enjoy on your tablet, iPhone, iPad. It's free when you download it for the first time. You're going to be asked to either sign in with Facebook or create a new account. Before you do either of those things, click the orange banner at the top and enter the one-word promo code Working Title, the name of our show, just in one word. And you get a chance to win $100. We get $1 for the show. And, we get to keep getting better at what we do. So we can keep cranking these bad boys out, and you guys can keep listening to our crazy rants, I guess.
Yeah.
What tirades? What do we call these things? Discussions of...
Digressions of grandeur.
Wow. I'm liking that. I'll take that. Mind blown.
Blowing up the internet radio.
Absolutely. Thanks for listening in, guys. And
iTunes. Subscribe on iTunes. WorkingTitlePodcast.com is where all the links to everything resides.
Absolutely.
Rate the show. It
We'll
helps us a lot.
We'll see you next week when Jake hits back.
Yeah, and we're gonna try to put up an after hours soon.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe this week. Who knows?
Yeah.
All right.
Later.
All the females be wearing. I'm a firefighter. It's like, yeah, that fire is not going to be touching any of that exposed leg, I'm sure. That's just, you just have like a flame retardant spray on tanning lotion, I'm sure.
Right. Flame retardant tan.
Oh my god, Pocahontas. Wow, I didn't know Pocahontas could stretch some spandex over that bad what?